Alright, I'm going to play a
Gideon of Trials and activate its 0 ability, making an emblem.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Alright, here we are, day 3, Amonkhet spoilers, and Wizards let the cat right out of the bag. Gideon of the Trials, 3 mana, 3 loyalty, Gideon Planeswalker. It's +1 until your next turn, prevent all damage target permanent would deal. Interesting to note here, it does not say creature, it says permanent, so this includes Planeswalkers and artifacts. I'm looking at you, Hardakiran. It has a 0 ability. Until the end of turn, Gideon of the Trials becomes a 4/4 human soldier creature with indestructible, that's still a Planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. And a second 0 ability, yeah, you got that correct. There's 2 0 abilities on this. You get an emblem, so this can 0 and make an emblem immediately that states, as long as you control a Gideon Planeswalker, you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. Holy shit, where's the Tylenol? This thing is busted.
Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
This is a 3 mana Planeswalker that is going to warp standard. It's a very well set up control card. Its abilities are best suited in a controlling style deck. This card is going to be annoying. It's Liliana of the Veil for white. It's Gideon's Liliana of the Veil. This card is just outstanding. I'm even thinking of this making a splash into Modern, especially with all the Death Shadow going around right now. Its +1 would be insane. So I think that this card is really going to make a splash. Wizards, you didn't disappoint. I was getting a little worried there when we saw some of the mythics coming out, and today you delivered. This Gideon is ridiculous. We also got another red mythic, Combat Celebrant, 3 mana 4/1. If Combat Celebrant hasn't been exerted this turn, you may exert it as it attacks. When you do, untap all of the creatures you control, and after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Now, upon the first reading of this card, it seems like it's fantastic. It's really good. 3 mana 4/1 that has an additional combat phase built into it. The only problem with this thing is it does not have haste. You have to let it survive a full turn before you can exert it to get the value out of it. So, and it's easily answered with only 1 toughness. So I'm not entirely sure that this card will really see play or make much of an impact. But an interesting card nonetheless. Not really too excited about it right now. We also have another mythic, a blue mythic, as foretold, 3 mana and blue enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you put a time counter on as foretold, and then once each turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a spell you cast with converted mana cost X or less, where X is the number of time counters on as foretold. This card seems pretty interesting. Not entirely sure if it'll really be put to use the right way. It may find a better home in a different format, maybe like EDH or something. But it's a very interesting card, and if someone can find a way to break it in Standard, they will. We also got a handful of split rares. Those keep coming out. We have Insult to Injury, which is first a 3 mana sorcery. Damage can't be prevented this turn. If a source you control would deal damage this turn, it deals double that damage instead. And Injury, which is the aftermath side of it, a 3 mana sorcery. Injury deals 2 damage to target creature and 2 damage to target player. Overall, not too impressed with it. We got a few multicolored ones, Rags to Riches, which is black-blue. The first part is 4 mana, black sorcery. All creatures get -2/-2 until the end of turn. A little disappointed with that, especially at the rare level. I mean, I understand that it's rare because of the Aftermath effect, which is 7 mana sorcery. Each opponent chooses a creature he or she controls. You gain control of those creatures. Yeah, that's not really relevant, but the first part, all creatures get -2/-2, would have been phenomenal had it not cost 4. I mean, we've seen this effect before on cards like Drown in Sorrow, where it was uncommon and cost even less. So, overall, not impressed. This card, absolute garbo. Cut to Ribbons, 2 mana sorcery. Cut deals 4 damage to target creature. Interesting. Another way to deal 4 damage at sorcery speed. So, not impressed. And its Aftermath side, which is X black. Each opponent loses X life. Not impressed at all. And one that trickled out just a little while ago, Mouth to Feed. This is a mono green one, 3 mana sorcery. Create a 3/3 green hippo creature token. And its Aftermath, which is Feed, 4 mana sorcery. Draw a card for each creature you control with power 3 or greater. Not impressed at all. So, of the day, Gideon is by far the winner here. Also, it seems like all the cartouches have been released. There's one for each color. We also got trial enchantments. Again, none of them really look impressive or are going to make a splash anywhere. Just draft cards. Interesting to note, Watchers of the Dead, 2-mana, 2/2 artifact cat. Exile Watchers of the Dead. Each opponent chooses 2 cards in his or her graveyard, then exiles the rest. I think with a graveyard set like this, Wizards needs to pay attention to that and make better answers than this. We need something like Tormod's Crypt in Standard if they're going to do all this graveyard shenanigans. But overall, the winner of the day, definitely hands down to Gideon of the Trials. This card is busted. I fully expect this thing to be pre-ordering over $30. And if you get a chance to get them, pick them up now, because I think this thing is going to be here for the long run. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay here for all your Magic spoiler needs and other Magic videos to come. Obviously, we're in the Amonkhet spoiler season, so we'll be cranking out these spoiler videos again. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again real soon.